lot of times when people think of rural America, they think that it's just small ideas, or the people aren't as sophisticated or thinking of big things. And it's just not true. I mean, in the Raleighs of the world, where you have 1 million people fairly concentrated, you're of course going to have more entrepreneurs. But on a per capita basis, we have just as many people doing really cool things.
Small business is the backbone of rural North Carolina. 75% of all business establishments located in the 80 rural counties that the Rural Center serves have fewer than 10 employees. And we know that in order to grow, they need certain things. They need capital and access to capital. They need connections. Everybody has to build a network, and they need coaching. They need mentoring. They need to find the expertise that can help them grow a business from startup to the next phase.
Thread Capital is a 501c3, just recently received our CDFI status, Community Development Financial Institution status. We are a lender to small businesses that are generally unable to access affordable capital through the traditional ecosystem. So we provide access to debt products. We also provide coaching and connections to resources, because fundamentally we believe that what holds entrepreneurs back is access to those three things: capital, coaching, and connections.
It's well documented that oftentimes capital investment doesn't necessarily reach the rural communities.
So after the Great Recession, banks moved up market and stopped doing a lot of the lending they had traditionally done to businesses with under $1 million in revenues. So in rural North Carolina, the 80 rural counties, in 2015, banks did $1.6 billion less in lending than they did in 2005. So fundamentally, the gap that exists for small businesses seeking financing has grown exponentially since the Great Recession.
I think it's incredibly important that we work at integrating and helping business owners or wannabe business owners make sense of the ecosystem around small business development and entrepreneurship.
I think one of the main things that holds back communities from being more entrepreneurial and people succeeding is really that connection piece. So, I can have all the capital in the world, I can have all the knowledge in the world, but if I can't connect to other people that can partner with to do what I want to do, you can't do everything alone.
And that's why I'm so excited about the work that NC IDEA does, because a lot of the work that they and others do reaches far across North Carolina and certainly into rural communities. So obviously, the pandemic has dominated a lot of the news, and rural communities have unfortunately received a lot of bad news as it pertains to business closures and things of that nature. But what I've seen is the resiliency of many small communities to band together in their pursuit of ensuring that our small businesses stay viable.
We certainly have seen that in COVID-19. We stepped up with our lending subsidiary Thread Capital with the lending support programs that we do on the Rural Center side, our loan participation program, and we put together a rapid recovery loan program in partnership with 7 other CDFIs across the state. It's the first time we know of a statewide response of 8 CDFIs working together with a statewide nonprofit, with statewide foundations, with the North Carolina General Assembly to deliver a single program statewide to every business in the state.
A lot of people are realizing they don't need to do business in large metropolitan areas to do what they need to do. We've seen a huge influx of people moving to the country. There's a tremendous demand right now. So one of the biggest advantages for rural America is that the population swing seems to be coming our way. And if you have pockets of internet where you can work from home, you have the opportunity to bring a lot of investment, a lot of money into your community.
We're all struggling to survive in this moment. It feels, I often said, it feels like we're in a sci-fi movie or something. The reality for rural entrepreneurs is the same as for all the rest of us. They've lost business. It's tough, but I think the thing that's been really impressive to me is the resilience of all those entrepreneurs, of all our citizens ultimately across the state. We've all found out how strong we are and what we're capable of.